Hi, today we're going to learn more about the objective summary. The goal is to identify your central idea and give an objective summary of an article. Some information you need to know is whenever we try to identify the central idea of a text, we should always look at the article's 5 W's. Who the article is about, when it happened, where it happened, what is often an event or action taken, and why. It's the because. Think about cause and effect. Why would someone do something? We are going to work through the practice together in this video. So we're going to read the article on the next slide and identify the 5 W's. I will highlight information as I'm reading through it, and then we are going to use that information to put together an objective summary. So here is the article. Young Wonders Stepped Up, Changed the World. Updated 12/21/2012. Jessica Reese was diagnosed with a brain tumor at age 11, and she and her parents would drive to the hospital every day to receive outpatient treatment. One day we were leaving, and she just simply asked us, "When do all the other kids come home?" said her father, Eric. When Jessica found out that many of them would have to stay at the hospital, she wanted to help make them happier because I know they're going through a lot too, she said. So she started making joy jars, containers full of toys, stickers, crayons, anything that might brighten a child's day. She was really particular about what would go in the jars, said her mother, Stacy. It had to be something cool. It couldn't be cheap or flimsy. Jessica created 3,000 joy jars before she passed away this January, but her parents are carrying on her legacy. By the end of 2012, more than 50,000 joy jars will have been delivered to young cancer patients through the Jessie Reese Foundation. It's what she started, and it's what we'll continue to do, Stacy Reese said. What makes Jessie a young wonder is that she cared, her dad said, and in the midst of a world that says focus on yourself, it's all about you, she said, no, it's not. So that is our article that we're going to work with. On this slide, you can start to see what is highlighted. First of all, reviewing the article, I went back and found a date. Dates are always important to make sure you pick up on, highlight, circle, write down. Who is it about? Jessica Reese. Where did this take place? They didn't give a specific city or state, but it is taking place with hospitals. So for that one, I went with the place that made the most sense, which is a hospital. This is the why down here. She wanted to help make them happier because I know they're going through a lot. And what was it? Joy jars. So you have the when, the who, the where, the why, and the what. Looking at the second part of the article, we again have a date by the end of 2012 and also what it was, and that's 50,000 joy jars. Now we have all the information. The best thing you can do if you don't have an article in front of you and highlight it like I just did to find that information, the best thing to do is just make a quick list on your paper or on a sheet of paper, on a piece of scrap paper, or notes on your iPad. So I wrote down who, Jessica Reese, what, joy jars, when, 2012, where, hospitals, and why, because not all kids were able to go home and she wanted to make them happy. Remember, these are just straight up facts. Who, what, when, where, and why. So I don't have any opinions and I did not add any quotes because I am just summarizing the article as concisely as possible. So then you take the information and you write it out. Here is a final objective summary. Jessica Reese was a child with a brain tumor. In 2012, she came up with the idea of joy jars for children in hospitals. She did this because not all kids were able to go home and she wanted to make them happy. Now, it's great to read that, but did I really get all the information I was supposed to? Well, let's check. Here we go. I have the who, Jessica Reese. I have when, 2012, what? Joy jars. Where? Hospitals. And why? Not all kids were able to go home, and she wanted to make them happy. So I've hit my 5 major facts that I need in an objective summary. Notice, guys, this is only 3 sentences. Really, if you get really good at this, you can write an objective summary in 1 sentence. So objective summaries do not have to be long. They have to be straight and to the point. So we're talking about it being concise with just the facts. Who, what, when, where, and why. Lastly, I just want to go through the steps that we took to create a summary again. Number 1, read the article thoroughly. Number 2, go back and find the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why. Make a chart to list those basic facts if you feel you need to. Use the facts to create a concise summary. Limit that to 3 sentences. And do not add quotes or opinions. If you do this, you will have success when writing a summary for anything that you do. This is going to be a skill we will continue to work on, and at some point you will have a summative assessment to show me that you understand how to write an objective summary. Thanks.